Hey everyone, Vortex TCG here, and today I'm going to be showcasing you the final game of locals between myself playing UlforceVeedramon and my opponent playing Bloomlordmon, a deck that I don't really have much practice against, I guess. It's a very powerful deck, and it's obviously very powerful in Ultimate Cup, but haven't really been able to test it that much, so should be an interesting match. And if you guys are enjoying the content, please like and subscribe to the channel, it does mean a lot. And yeah, so my opponent goes into the Powermon, the Sunflowermon, uses its effect to suspend, to then play out another guy with 3k DP or less, I believe it is. So he plays out the Veedramon here, and at this point I've quickly realised that I'm going to have a problem with this deck, because Ulforce only tends to do like one spot of removal, essentially. So it's a bit awkward for sure. So he's just considering what he needs to do, because again, it is his first night playing it, I believe. He's preparing stuff for the Ultimate Cup, because we're going to the Ultimate Cup this Sunday, so should be pretty good. And he'll go into the Blossommon here for the Digisorption cost. So he's been able to gain a lot of advantage over a short period of time, and he goes into, I don't know what this guy is, but allows him to play essentially another guy out, I believe. So at this point I'm in a bit of a predicament. So I go into the Veedramon here. I'm considering what I need to do. So I go into the Aero Veedramon to go to 0. I use its effect. Just thinking if I actually do want to do that, actually. Because he's got quite a big board here, so I'm a bit worried for sure. So, yeah, part of me wants to see Tamers, but I go for the Blossommon here, because quite frankly it is a bit of a problem for me. Him having so many resources out, and I know Bloomlord gains memory and security at +1 depending on how many are suspended, so definitely a bit worrying. So I just pretty much play the Veedramon here to end my turn here, and what I realise is that this is a bit of a mistake, quite frankly. So at this point, not feeling very confident, I would say. So he uses his effect to play out another red Veedramon here. I'm just reading the card because, again, this is all pretty new to me. Haven't really played much against it. Has the hidden potential discovered. So, of course, gets the one of... It sucks. It always happens. And he goes into the Hydramon. Goes into Pomomon in Raising. And is considering what he wants to do with the Veedramon. Goes into the Green Memory Boost. He was complaining that my deck was broken, but I feel like this is crazy. Like, the amount of advantage that he's getting, I think it's quite insane. I don't know. You let me know what you think in the comments, but for me, I just think this is absolutely crazy. The fact that hidden potential is just so good. So he uses the Hydramon to swing. He's just asking if anything has like effects. So he swings into the Aero Veedramon, and then he goes into the Cherrymon, I believe this is, and then returns the Veedramon to the bottom. And so I go into the Veedramon in Raising, and at this point I'm pretty certain that I've lost. I mean, I don't have any board presence, and I don't think I'll be able to get enough to apply pressure here, so not feeling great about this for sure. Then he swings with the Hydramon, doesn't die, swings with the Sunflower, swings with the red Veggie, hit a Tamer, but I don't think it matters at this point, quite frankly. At this point he's complaining that he can't go for game, which is very frustrating to say the least, but yep, so he suspends himself to and then unsuspends himself to swing for 2. And then he's just considering, is there a way that he can potentially go for game here? He goes into this guy again, it's obviously suspended, pops the memory boost, goes into the Bloomlord, and then allows him to gain the memory, and then also swing for game. We then get into game 2, and I get to start off. I go into the Veedramon to start off, and then I go into the Veedramon to pass the turn with 2 memory. So he then goes into the Palmon, and then he goes into another Palmon to do some more searching. Looks at top 4, I believe this adds a specific like vegetation, something like that I believe, so gets to add that, and it passes the turn. So at this point I'm considering, do I want to promote? Probably don't really want to, but I might have to anyways, quite frankly. I think at this point I was missing out on a level 5 maybe. Actually no, I wasn't, so I just go into it in raising because I don't really have much of a choice at this point. Not feeling very confident about what's going on, so he passes me with 1 again, and he gets quite a decent option here, gets level 4, maybe that's what he was lacking. So it passes to me, and at this point, I don't know what I'm doing, quite frankly. It's a bit of a interesting situation to be in, so I just pass by going into the arena to do some more searching, because I don't think I can really do much at this point, but we'll see. And so he gets to go into the Sunflower, so he wasn't missing level 4 it seems. Is what it is. And now he's pretty much off to the races because he has quite a lot of memory to play with, and he can gain a lot of memory as well. So I don't really have much of a good board here, but I might be able to get something going here. Uses the Sunflower effect to suspend the Palmon to play the Pomu. Suspends it to go into the Blossommon. Obviously this would suspend something of mine, but obviously I don't have everything on the board. Then he goes into Bloomlord again, suspends himself to gain memory, then unsuspends himself. So yeah, like it's a bit of a it's a bit crazy to say the least about the advantage we got here. So he swings for 2 checks, hits a Tamer, and then hits an Aero Veedramon, and then goes into the Terriermon. So even worse for me. I can't really do much in this situation, I feel anyways. So I use this effect to pop the effect of Aero Veedramon, and then I go probably into the Ulforce here. Yep, go into the Ulforce here, draw, get to unsuspend by playing a blue Tamer. So I play the Sora and Joe, allows me to unsuspend, allows me to bounce something back. So I bounce back the Bloomlordmon because obviously that's the biggest threat, and I pass with 1 memory. So I'm feeling confident at this point because I don't think he can do much with 1 memory, but I'm sure I'll find out the hard way here. He has quite a lot of push, so he could, if he gets 1 additional security, he might be able to win the game from this point. So not great, to say the least. And so maybe I could have played my turn a little bit better. I don't know if I had another BT11 arena, but maybe I could have extended the turn a little bit here. So I was able to swing and then activate its effect again, maybe, but I don't think I had it in the hand at this point. So he goes into the Veedramon, goes to 0. And at this point, I don't know if he can continue his play. I think he's at a bit of a cost, but of course he gets the 1 of Argomon, which means it gets suspended, which means I get to use my Rena effect to play another Tamer, which allows me to search more. it just really sucks. Like, this is why I hate one-offs in this game, quite frankly, because as soon as you hit it, it just feels like the worst thing ever. So he's able to Digizorb for free and also go into a level 5, so not feeling very confident about this at all. Has hidden potential discovered now, which is insane to me. Then he suspends himself to go into Red Veggie, and then he also then goes into Bloomlordmon for 4, but gets to gain the memory again, so he unsuspends and then has everything he needs. I just don't know what I'm supposed to do at this situation. He has both Argo and Hidden Potential Discovered, has every card he wants, so he swings into the Ulforce, can't really do much about it, swings 3 times, and then I just scoop because I just can't really do anything at this point onwards.